We have ALBT. I don't know what the name of this thing is, but what is it? I actually see it right there. It's AllianceBlocks. Anyways, now that we got that out of the way, okay, so we did reclaim the range that we were looking for yesterday. It was very, very important, back above about 85 cents. Now trading at 90 cents. And I would be looking for this to very likely continue here, somewhere around the upper 90s, maybe even as much as a buck before the next sort of potential medium-term pullback. Daily RSI, do we see anything of particular interest? No, we're just kind of working off oversold conditions right there, which is fine. Full hour is actually looking good as well. And what I would say is that if you do get a daily closure, or even a 4-hour closure in this point, back above about 96.5 cent, yeah, above about 96.5 cent, or even 95 cent would probably do it as well. I would be looking for this one to pop back up somewhere around the prior range highs, which is about $1.10 to $1.15, and that's going to look really, really good coming into another potential daily closure. Now, I don't know what the fuck this thing is. I don't know what the fuck this thing does, but this chart actually does stand out in a few ways. It's had a pretty damn good response over the past few months, and we can see some pretty obvious accumulation going on right here as well. So again, I don't know what this thing does, but whenever I see a chart like this, it does say something about the underlying asset. So or I was going to say, perhaps you know something that I don't. You certainly know something that I don't in that regard. And this is actually a decent setup over here. Daily Stokes are going to pop back up as well above 81 cent. By the way, this is not just coming back up around there. It is also align with the same sort of read on the Stokes here, marking off this low, and potentially this low as well, all major lows. So this thing is perhaps one to watch, maybe more long term. I typically don't say that about things that have only been around for like half a year right here, but this one is kind of speaking volumes towards itself. This is actually very, very good. I mean, it's well above its May and April highs. That does indicate that it is relatively strong. You know, where we are in the monthly, not gonna be too helpful. But overall, whatever this thing is, I do expect that it is something worth paying attention to. Of course, again, invalidation is going to be below about, what was it, 85 cent or 80 cent? Below about 84 cent, we'll call it 84 cent, especially on a daily. I'd start to get bearish on this one, looking for massively deeper retracements back down to like 61 cent. But long term, I'm just curious if this is actually going to work out, because this one does seem to have something going on here. Okay, so we found our current highs right at the 1.618. That's to be expected. Correct all the way back down to the prior breakout. Okay, a little bit deeper than probably what you want to see. Long term though, could this thing maybe move up to like $2-3? Possible, yes. You know, that would be like an end of year target, assuming that the monthly closure is good. And by monthly closure being good, I'd want to see it back above a buck at minimum. But there is something weird going on in this thing. Yeah, very, very interesting chart, and thank you for bringing it up. There you go.